Hello, this is the Eternal Love card of the Halloween Oracle, and the little saying at the bottom of the card here says, love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. So, my first impressions of this card. You have two aged skeletons holding each other's hand in a heart-shaped root, I think it is. Their lower halves are covered in the dirt, they're slightly coming out of the ground, but there's roots around their top half and then flowers and grass around their heads. So skeletons to me are a symbol of death and mortality, also a little bit of health, ancestors, that type of thing. Roots make me think of being grounded, but also nourishment, and reaching real depths, or the starting point of something. And then hearts, love, relationships, that type of thing. The grass kind of makes me think of just a symbol of life, or like the cycle of life, the circle of life. And now I have Lion King song stuck in my head. It sort of reminds me of that buried couple that were holding each other. I'm not sure where that was from, if it was Europe or somewhere else. I think there's been a few actually of couples that were buried together in a position that showed that they were together. Also sort of makes you think about romantic relationships in general, and long romantic love and all those stories of that. Also sort of makes me think on a more practical side that it might be a good idea to get you and your partner's affairs in orders and have that talk. What do you and they want? If someone isn't able to make decisions for themselves, or what happens after one of you dies, all that sort of stuff. The talk that nobody really likes to have. It also sort of makes me think of the idea of a spiritual marriage, and not one that is overly concerned with the laws of the land, but is all about a spiritual connection. Some loves can be so rooted in our souls that it transcends our mortality and goes onto a spiritual level. Also take stock of the type of person that you want to grow old with, not just the type of person you want now, but the type of person you actually want to grow old with. Or in turn, grow the roots of your relationship that you have now deeper. Anyways, let's see what the book has to say. So this is the Eternal Love card, and is love is love is love and transcends physical death. And the little poem is, when the body leaves us and our souls are above, our possessions no longer, nothing remains but the entwining of love. All of us are the product of millennia of love. Our parents' parents, our ancestors by blood and ritual all have in some way created the DNA that weaves through our bodies. Love, in fact, powers life and death. When most of us first encounter death in our lives, we experience grieving too. And in some ways, that feeling could be described as an absence of love and the absence of that person or being. But the kind of love that is often shared between family members, friends, and lovers, separated only by physical death, is a kind that poets wax lyrics about, and is truly eternal and transcends death. Should you choose this card, you are being reminded that love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is more powerful than death itself. Love lingers. It leaves its own legacy, and we should be aware of this every day that we live. For those that are ready for and desiring a partner, it also indicates a significant love is close at hand, and to be ready to open up to this new experience. I don't know if I would particularly agree that all of us are the product of a millennia of love. I'm sure that somewhere in the millennia and everybody's heritage, there were people that were in love. But I don't think that every coupling is proof of love. I do believe that somebody can connect with you so well that that love becomes eternal and transcends death. And as much as I'm not an over-the-top love and light type of person, as I get older, I'm starting to put aside the cliches and believe a little bit more in the idea that love is the most powerful force in the universe. But it takes some redefining of what I think love is. Love is not just the romantic love. And this card, even though it's showing the heart and holding hands and all the rest of it, doesn't have to refer to romantic love. I think the way a lot of people talk about love when they're talking about it being the strongest force in the universe, or that we should show everybody love and compassion, is definitely not referring to romantic love. I think they're referring to love as compassion. They're referring to love as caring for another person, as having empathy for another person. You don't necessarily have to love them in a romantic way, like so many of us are brought up to believe that that's the only type of love that there is.